Good evening, sir. Very warm welcome to Honorable Secretary Mahua Srinivas, sir. Uh, Officer on Special Duty to the Department of Drinking Water, Shri Ashok Meena, sir. JS SBM Urban National Team, and all the people who have joined from the state, sir. I take this opportunity to welcome all the additional chief secretaries, the principal secretaries, or the secretaries of urban development, rural sanitation, as well as Panchayati Raj, along with the state mission directors of SBM Grameen and SBM Urban, as well as the young district magistrates and collectors, DDOs and CEOs of the Jilla Parishad who have joined us, sir, all across 34 states and UTs, 36 states and UTs, sir. I take this opportunity to welcome all present here, sir. Sir, today's meeting is about the Swachhata Hi Sewa campaign, which is being proposed from 14th September. This will be the 7th edition of this campaign, sir. And without any further ado, sir, with your permission, I will request JS Urban, Rupaji, to make a brief presentation, sir, and then we'll request you for your remarks as well as for open discussion, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Sir, this is a joint initiative. While, of course, it is being spearheaded by the Ministry of Jal Shakti, Department of Drinking Water and Sanitation, and Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, but actually it is a whole of government presentation, which on behalf of everybody, we will just seek your permission to proceed with the presentation. Sir, the journey of Swachh Bharat started from 2014. And Swachhata Hi Sewa, particularly as a campaign, started from 2017. It is in 2017, 27th August, Mann Ki Baat, that Honorable Prime Minister mentioned that why not everyone come together, we reach every home in such a manner that by the time we reach the 3rd year of Swachh Bharat mission, on 2nd October 2017, we actually offer cleanliness as a tribute, Swachhata Hi Sewa. From there, this incredible campaign of Swachhata Hi Sewa every year has started. Thereafter, as we can see, each year we've had a theme. A theme beat plastic waste management, Azadi Ka Amrut Mahotsav, visual cleanliness. Last year we had garbage-free India. It was only 1 year, 2020, that for COVID, we had to pause this campaign. Swachhata Hi Sewa campaign is something where we have seen the Honorable Prime Minister himself leading from the front, where he has inspired through action. We can see the key tweets that have happened over the years from his handle. And this has been also, we've seen this resonate across all states, ULBs, central ministries, PSUs, NGOs, industries, etc. In fact, this achievement of SHS 2023 shows the massive reach of Swachhata Hi Sewa as a campaign. Last year, around 32 crore people participated in the campaign, with an average of 2.3 crore people joining in Shramdan, pledges, advocacy, various other citizen-led participation. In fact, pure Shramdan, out of this 32 crore, was tentatively around 15 crore people. Around 50% actually actively participated in voluntary Shramdan, which is the essence of Swachhata Hi Sewa. And we had various activities over lakhs during the SHS 2023 campaign. And these activities are shown here, which shows the range that we cover during these 15 days' time, starting from cleanliness of institutional buildings to water bodies, GVPs, riverbanks, tourist locations, beaches, etc. States, urban local bodies, gram panchayats, blocks, everybody comes together to do an incredible job. Last year, we saw something even more exceptional. On 1st October, at one time, for 1 hour and for one cause, the nation came together under the call of Ek Tarik, Ek Ghanta, Ek Saath. It was an incredible 9 lakh garbage vulnerable sites that were pre-decided, selected by states, urban local bodies, gram panchayats, blocks, also by the central ministries. Over 8.75 crore people came together for that 1 hour to offer Shramdan. This is the largest initiative of this kind anywhere that is documented. We see the lakhs of sites that got cleaned on that day. And for once we saw Jawans and civilians come together at the same site to clean up various garbage vulnerable points. We had more than 100 civil society organizations that joined across different levels. This entire journey of Swachh Bharat gets another fillip with the Honorable Prime Minister once again mentioning about Swachh Bharat, Swabhav and Sanskar on this Independence Day speech on 15th August 2024, where he says Swachhata should become the reflection of the society, the pratibimb of our culture and our society. That is why, taking this, we have conceptualized the entire Swachhata Hi Sewa 2024. We propose to have Swachhata Hi Sewa 2024 from 14th September to 1st of October, which acts as a prelude to 2nd of October, which is also observed as Swachh Bharat Divas on the occasion of Gandhi Jayanti. So for Swachhata Hi Sewa 2024, we have 3 key pillars. The theme, of course, as we saw, is Swabhav Swachhata, Sanskar Swachhata, picking up from the speech of the Honorable Prime Minister on the Independence Day. Now, this SHS 2024 has 3 pillars. The first pillar, which is the spirit of Swachh Bharat, which is Swachhata Ki Bhagidari. This will see various activities of public participation that moves towards citizen behavior change, that is Swabhav, generate awareness, advocacy for various aspects of Swachhata. The second pillar is Sampurn Swachhata, massive general cleanliness drive like we do every year, but this time with a special inclusion of specific spots which have been, I will be discussing in the coming slides, which have been identified, which will be identified as cleanliness target units or Swachhata Lakshit Ekai. And the third pillar being Safai Mitra Suraksha Shivir, because Safai Mitras have been the Mahanayaks of the Swachh Bharat decade-long journey. So single window camps for sanitation workers. So the first pillar, which is Swachhata Ki Bhagidari, all our urban local bodies, cities, everybody has done huge number of activities already, a variety of activities. This year also, we propose that these activities be done in that right spirit, be it pledges, advocacy workshops, marathons, cyclothons, human chains, special gram sabhas, where we declare ODF plus of our villages, youth and student connect, waste to art, or refurbishing our SBM assets, special plantation drives, paid maa ke naam, various just you can mute them. Various competitions for Swachh Bharat mission. We can have special sports leagues, door-to-door campaigns, reduce, reuse, recycles. So what would be key here is, number one, we plan the activities that will be done during the ground. While this is a bouquet of activities, but we have to plan it well so that it resonates on the ground and maximum citizen participation happens. Second, all our activities should be targeted towards Swabhav, which is behavior change, and large scale citizen ownership, public participation. Now, the third important thing here is partnerships. This should not be a government-driven campaign. Like every year, we must collaborate with partners. We will act as facilitators. We will nudge the activities, but be it RWAs, Shop Owners Association, Transport Association, NGOs, CSOs, industries, corporates, civil society organizations, think tanks, etc. Let us build partnerships so that we can take forward Swachhata Ki Bhagidari. And large-scale participation, of course, and then innovation. Our DMs over the years have shown incredible innovation across various activities, we expect to see something like that. For example, just now in the floods of Assam, the Reduce, Reuse, Recycle Center was actually used for giving of various flood affected relief items also. So we can see these kind of innovations. This time we have also put some special emphasis on three aspects, while of course you can do many more, but these three are something which we would really want some competition around them, some great enthusiasm around them. The first one, Swachh Bharat Cultural Fest. The entire activity should not just be a cleanliness drive. This is a time where for 15 days there should be like a festival of Swachhata happening in every village, in every Gram Panchayat and in every city. So let us curate beautiful Swachh Bharat cultural fests. Let's identify a fixed location, a fixed time, specifically, preferably a high footfall place. We can collaborate with the zonal cultural councils. However, we must take care that we promote local and regional art, culture, artists, art forms, music and dance. Let us also try to create some kind of a scope for our Safai Mitras and SHGs to showcase their talent. Who knows, many of them might be great singers, might be having some great art forms with them. Let us try to create the opportunity where they can also showcase the talent. So also all our SHG members, thousands and thousands of SHGs who are working with us in the entire sanitation and waste ecosystem. And this cultural performance can be planned well on time so that for 15 days we have like Zilla cultural festivals. For larger ULBs, you can have the city-based cultural festivals. For large Gram Panchayats also, we can have similarly at a good high footfall locations. The second component, which can be done with great innovation, is waste to art. This is where districts can engage with youth groups, design institutes, local colleges, youth clubs, art clubs, community organizations. In fact, you can even take experts who can work with these groups so that we can come up with something really fabulous. And all of it should be community driven, be it murals, sculptures, decorative items, etc. We can have these installations either in our existing public spaces, or we can also have these installations even at the site of the Swachh Bharat Cultural Fests. We can also have these waste to art installations in the places where we will do cleanliness drive and transform them so that they do not become garbage vulnerable once we do the cleanliness. So waste to art, be it of different materials starting from textiles to automobile rejects, we can do everything, and let's have a great challenge and thoroughly enjoy with great community participation on waste to art. The third one, again very interesting, let's look at Swachhata and Swadbhi, Swachh Bharat Food Streets Initiative. So every city, many of the districts already have set places where people go for enjoying street food. Let's see if we can bring in the component of Swachhata in these food streets that are existing. We don't have to create new ones. Let's look at the existing places. Let us see what kind of cleanliness and transformation drive we need to do around these existing food streets. If we need to improve the public toilet there, let's improve that. If we need to improve some sitting places there, let's do that out of waste to art. Let's do a little bit of decoration there, plantation there. How is the waste being collected? When is the cleanliness of the area happening? Are we having disposable items? What is the single-use plastic which is being used in that area? Can we have some vendor sensitization and a wonderful citizen engagement that can happen in a competitive, festive mode around these food streets? So these are three special elements that we are introducing this year, in addition to all the other activities that we have already discussed. Now we come to the pillar number 2, which is Sampurn Swachhata. That also includes this year the special Swachhata Lakshit Ekai. Every year we do mass cleanliness drive, be it public spaces, offices, commercial places, educational institutions, water bodies, tourist spots, legacy sites. We clean up all our community and public toilets. We paint our vehicles, the waste collection vehicles, the waste processing sites, we can have them cleaned up. We can do natural fencing. So all kinds of cleanliness drive we can take during this entire campaign period. However, as a special activity, all of us are aware that in spite of 10 years of effort, usually there is some place which could be a neglected place where garbage accumulates. And in our usual cleanliness drive, we might not take those difficult areas because they are pretty difficult. And they also pose environmental health and hygiene risk. Can we this time target a black spot? It is difficult for us to say it's a black spot. However, the fact is there are still some spots like this where we need to give our attention. So this year, instead of just doing the easy spots which can anyway be cleaned up, let's pick up in a targeted manner what we call as cleanliness target units, which are black spots, and we will in a time-bound manner attempt to transform them. So this whole thing comes to CTUs. So how many CTUs we can identify, and accordingly, how do we clean and transform these CTUs? So the first step, as I mentioned, is identifying these black spots or difficult garbage spots across local, rural, as well as urban areas. There is a specially curated IT portal about which we will mention in the coming slides, where all these CTUs need to be pre-identified and mapped. These CTUs then will be visible to entire public. Everyone can see these CTUs. And this is where partnerships come in. Let us call on PCPSUs, corporates, NGOs, RWAs, civil society organizations, etc., to come and adopt these CTUs. The adoption could be by way of support of manpower, of machinery, of volunteer, of support for beautification, transformation, etc. So once they adopt it, we prepare the site, including logistics and planning, and we execute the cleanliness of these areas. The declaration of the clearance of a CTU must happen by 1st of October, prior to Swachh Bharat Divas, as this is our offering to the Mahatma on his Jayanti. And step 7 will be the transformation, and 8th we celebrate, all of us together, we celebrate these thousands and thousands of transformed difficult places, not just general places, difficult places, we celebrate them on Swachh Bharat Divas. So these are the steps that we will follow as a preparatory step prior, during and post. Once we have covered the second pillar, the third pillar is something where it is of great emotional significance to all of us. All these years, over a decade, if there is a front line of warriors in the Swachh Bharat journey, it has been our Safai Mitras. Hence, we propose that we have single window, Sewa, Suraksha and Samman Shivers for our Safai Mitras. In urban areas, for the past 2 years, there has been some experience of doing these camps. However, looking at the good result of this, it has been decided at the highest level that this time, pan-India, we will be doing these single window camps. And for all our discussions, be it Pillar 1, Pillar 2, Pillar 3, sir, district is our unit of discussion. Irrespective of urban and rural, the unit of planning, logistics is district for us. And here, under these single window camps, we will be looking at primarily 2 things. Just the way we do our annual health checkup, can we do once a year 100% of our sanitation worker preventive health checkup of key aspects of health in these camps? For that, we will need to plan logistics with health department in a very, very strong manner so that this can be properly done. And not just one time single window checking of health. Thereafter, we have to see where are they mapped and tagged so that round the year, Safai Mitras as well as their families can get health access, health benefits in a most comfortable way. In urban areas, there are also urban wellness clinics. Can we have wellness orientation session with these Safai Mitras because they are exposed to respiratory as well as skin issues around the year due to exposure to sanitation and waste aspects. So that is about the first aspect of single window camp, which is health and wellness. And then of course, I'm very sure our district magistrates and local bodies will be innovative, and you can add many elements to this as far as wellness is concerned. The second aspect is how do we see whether they are linked to all the central government and relevant state government welfare schemes to improve their access to social welfare and protection. This list is an indicative list. There could be much more because we are talking of a convergence of central government and state government schemes. So we do a full-fledged assessments, the form fill-ups happen in these single window camps. We will have rapid squads which will do the eligibility assessment during the fortnight. We are ready with everything by first, and on second at one go, these entitled Safai Mitras should get the social welfare benefits which they are entitled to get. So these are, sir, our broad three pillars of activities. From here on, we will culminate all these activities into the Swachh Bharat Divas, which is on 2nd October. I request SBM our Gramin Joint Secretary to take it forward from here. Thank you.
Thank you, Rupa. Just a point for all the rural areas in the country. Like we said, for Safai Mitra, for the Safai Mitra Suraksha Shivers, as well as for the Lakshit Ikais, one major task will be extending this to the rural areas. And in the rural area, we would request the districts to focus at block level activities. So when it comes to Safai Mitra Suraksha Shivers, we will request the district magistrates to please conduct block-wise Safai Mitra Suraksha Shivers. Similarly, for the Swachhata activities or for the Swachhata Lakshit Ikai, it would be preferable to target at least Swachhata Lakshit Ikais per block. So this note of further clarification, I would just like to give to all the states and the districts. After having done this program from 14th September to 1st October, we will be celebrating 2nd October across the country as Swachh Bharat Divas. It has always traditionally been held as the Swachh Bharat Divas, and this year we have a bouquet of activities for you. First of all would be the celebration of the transformed CTU sites. Apart from this, one must remember that we would expect celebrations at all levels, whether we are talking of village level, whether we are talking at block level, whether we are talking at panchayat level, whether we are talking at district level or ULB level or at the state level. So we will expect activities at all these levels. Now, the common points what we would expect are basically we would request all the participants concerned to focus on Swachhata and make it a Swachhata conclave at these levels. So the common activities which we would expect to be seen in these conclaves will be: one, celebration of the transformed CTU sites; second, felicitation of the Safai Mitras and other champions of Swachhata; awards to best performers. During the course of 3 weeks, you will be doing a lot of activities. You will be doing awareness activities. You will be doing CTU transformation. You will be conducting shivers. You will be conducting food streets. You will be monitoring food streets. You will be conducting SBM Swachhata cultural festivals. You will have waste to art installations. So all these aspects we would expect the states and the districts to honor at least at the district level. So for this, we will request that appropriate juries, and we are giving full freedom to the states and to the districts to decide the criteria which they would like to adopt, the juries they would like to keep. We would encourage a mix of an eclectic jury where you have some government participants, but beyond that, it should be a jury of citizens, of civil society, of partner organizations, so that there is public faith in the award system, and awards to best performers will be a very crucial aspect of the Swachh Bharat Divas on 2nd October. Apart from this, we will hope and expect that inauguration ceremonies or foundation laying ceremonies of all Swachh Bharat Mission products, by products I mean the entire product range, whether it is toilets, whether it is community sanitary complexes, whether it is segregation sheds, whether it is MRFs, whether it is STPs, whether it is FSTPs, the entire product range going through the entire spectrum of solid and liquid waste. We would expect you, whatever work has been done in the preceding 3 weeks, as well as in the weeks before that, please plan for inauguration and foundation laying ceremonies of these solid assets. Next. Now, all this is not possible unless you have an elaborate system of monitoring, planning, and review. So, at the Government of India level, we will have a national team, and there's a national steering committee, which will be chaired jointly by the Secretary Mahua and by the Secretary DDWS, and it will hold regular interactions with the states. At the state level, we have planned for a state steering committee, which would be chaired by the Chief Secretary, and the convener secretary would be the Secretary of Urban Development or Panchayati Raj or Rural Sanitation, whoever is the most senior. And the other members would be the other line departments with whom we have a undeniable social connect. Similarly, at the district level, you will have a district steering committee chaired by the district collector, and the participants are mentioned in the guidelines as well as on the PPT. Now, at the state level, the state mission directors of SBM Urban and SBM Grameen will be the nodal officers in the states and the UTs. And similarly, at the ministry level, at Government of India level, we have requested the the central governments, we have requested the secretaries to appoint a JS level officer at least as a nodal officer who can coordinate the works. Now, one aspect which I would like to just emphasize here is all the district magistrates, especially when they are planning for the transformation of CTUs, please look at the central government organizations and state government organizations which are existing at the district level, and please ensure that CTUs are allocated to all government and state participants. That is a very, very crucial aspect. The district magistrates will have to do this allocation, and we hope that private enterprises. Yeah. And apart from that, along with government participants, please look at partner organizations. You have civil society organizations, you have private parties, individuals. The entire district is at your disposal. Please allocate wisely and ensure that every participant is allocated some CTU or the other to ensure widespread participation. Next. Next, please. So we have planned for a national launch. The national launch is planned for 14 September. The Honorable Minister of Mahua, Jal Shakti and Ministry of Panchayati Raj will be our chief guests. The secretaries to these various departments, Safai Mitras, development partners, NGOs, brand ambassadors, all of them will be joining online, joining offline. They'll be physically present. And from the states, we will expect state ministers, chief ministers, the ministers of urban, rural and Panchayati Raj, the MPs, the MLAs, various public representatives, the ministry officials, district magistrates, state teams of both SBM Grameen and Urban, the rural wash partner forums, partner organizations, all of them we will request the states and the districts to ensure that they participate in the VC on the national launch. Next. Immediately after the national launch, we will expect and hope that the states and the districts plan their state level launches and their district level launches on the same day. Immediately after the national launch, we will suggest that you draw up your agenda items, what you would like to do. We would basically expect that how you plan to roll out SHS in the coming 3 weeks is discussed and shared with the public at large. A lot of preparatory activity will need to go. For example, your mapping of CTUs has to be completed and entered on the portal by 10th September. So we hope that that timeline will be adhered to by all the districts, so that when you sit on 14 September, your planning is clear, your CTUs are clear, and the transformation of CTUs will be a very high priority area for this Swachhata Hi Sewa campaign. Suggested invitees are mentioned here. This is not an exhaustive list. States and districts are free to go ahead beyond this also. Next. This year, we will be having a common IT portal for recording and documenting the best practices and for capturing the depth and breadth of activities being undertaken across the country. You will be basically reporting activities on 4 parameters. The first will be your advocacy activities. The second category will be your Shramdan activities, or we are basically talking about the cleanliness drives, which will be going across the country. The third category will be the transformation of the Swachhata Lakshit Ikai. This will be a very core item, and we hope that the districts plan aggressively. We will request the districts to not be very conservative in this selection of CTUs. We will expect at least 100 to 150 CTUs being identified per district. This is just the bare minimum. We'll be happy with a bigger selection, but nothing less than 100 to 150 CTUs are expected per district. And the last component will be the activities of the Safai Mitra Suraksha Shivers. Like we said, this entire campaign will be about involving people, involving society, and a 360-degree media plan and advocacy across the board will be very, very crucial. We will expect district magistrates to hold briefings every 2 or 3 days. We will expect the state teams to hold a briefing every 2 or 3 days and educate the media and civil society through social media, through digital media, and even through mainstream media about the various good activities being conducted in this. So we will expect districts and states to highlight campaign activities and best practices. We will expect that the voice of citizens and beneficiaries who are taking part in this huge exercise is amplified at the state and the district level. The Safai Mitras are a big component of our entire campaign. We hope and pray that Safai Mitras and their works are given adequate coverage. Similarly, we have identified certain hashtags and Twitter handles that are mentioned here. We will hope that all districts and states use these hashtags and Twitter handles to the best effect possible. Next. This will be the logo for the year 2024. Last year we had a different logo. This year, in keeping with the line of Swabhav Swachhata and Sanskar Swachhata, this will be our common branding. It's in English and in Hindi. We will be sharing it in open source. So states are free to convert it into vernacular, but please make sure that it is not a translation. It should be a transliteration. So with that caveat, I will request all states to use a common logo in all their communications and in all their campaigning. Like I said, this program will be about partnerships. So we have your broad partners will be your central PSUs, your central government ministries, your state departments, development partners, industry associations, spiritual organizations, NGOs, community organizations. Please use these partners effectively. Please collaborate with them. Certain areas of collaboration are indicated here. You are free to go beyond this, but please use these effectively because, like I said, this entire Swachhata Hi Sewa is going to be about involvement of civil society, and partnerships will be absolutely crucial going forward. This is a rough timeline that we are suggesting to all states for purposes of uniformity and to ensure that core activities get taken care of. So the first meeting with states is on schedule on 29th August. We have done it, and we will hope that the timelines specified herein will be adhered to by all parties concerned. On 2nd September, we propose to have, subject to the availability of the honorable ministers, with the meeting with the state, urban and rural development, the Panchayati Raj and rural sanitation ministers. The details and the timelines, whether it is going to be offline, whether it is going to be online, we will be sharing with you as soon as possible. We propose to have a meeting of the Honorable Cabinet Secretary with all state chief secretaries sometime in the first week of September. So we hope that all the state teams are taking note of this and will plan ahead so that in the Cabinet Secretary meeting, the chief secretaries can apprise about the actual work done by the states. Similarly, the IT portal, especially the mapping of CTUs, is going to be a crucial activity. 10 September will be the timeline for this. The national launch and the state launch, we will be rolling it out by 2nd September. The on-ground action should start from 15 September, and Swachh Bharat Divas, we will hope that it will be done on 2nd October. Just a note of suggestion, wherever the election code of conduct is applicable, or where the states are affected by flooding or natural calamities, we would leave it to the states to take up SHS activities based on ground conditions. Of course, where the election code of conduct is in place, the operation of Swachhata Sewa will not be applicable. For the states, the first state level meetings, we hope that it will be completed by 31st August. The first district level meeting should be done by 2nd September. The state level meetings under the chair of the Honorable Chief Secretaries could be done by 5th September, so that after that the Cabinet Secretaries meeting would be more smooth. The training for the IT portal, we will start from 5th September onwards. So we hope that the district NIC teams and the state teams will be geared up by then. Mapping of CTUs, again 10 September, and the launch will be on 14 September. So please remember these timelines and please plan for various key things. Thank you so much. With your permission, sir, we'll before we move to the state, sir, we will request you for your kind guidance. So I invite Secretary Mahua, Shri Srinivas Katikala, sir, for his kind opening remarks.
Thank you very much, dear friends. My senior colleague, Shri Ashok Minaji, who has joined as OSD and Secretary Designate to the DWS. I wish him all the best in his new responsibility, and let us all wish him the best of luck and assure him of our full support in his very onerous duties. And I thank the teams led by Rupa and Mr. Srivastav, who have so beautifully curated this entire program. And we have received extremely high quality guidance and inspirational and motivational guidance from the highest levels, from the level of the Honorable Prime Minister and the Honorable Ministers in the design of this particular program. So I warmly welcome all of you senior colleagues who are joining us from the states, joining us here physically to this very quick interactive session. Friends, as all of you know, that this is not only an important annual feature, it is almost representative of our commitment to both nation building, to where we stand in terms of the larger committee of nations, and to our fundamental and basic responsibility towards our citizens. This year is also the 10th anniversary of the launch of the Swachh Bharat mission. So while we recognize it, we recognize the contribution that has been made by all our predecessors, colleagues, and some of you perhaps who have been associated with this program. Let us utilize this opportunity to celebrate the success and the contributions and the changes that have been made seen in the field ever since this program has been launched. I would strongly urge all of you to please reflect, if at all you have been here associated with this program long enough, please reflect on your own experiences, write a blog, write a small article, contribute, speak to a few journalists, share your experiences. I think it's very important that we should collectively share our own experience and create the collective memory that would continue to guide us, serve to guide us and inspire us as we go forward. In addition, I think there is a strong opportunity where on the basis of the work that has been done, some of the youngsters, researchers, field workers, NGOs and others can also be encouraged to come and reflect on the work that has been done, how the participative mechanism that has been devised has been functional and effective, how we have been able to, in what manner, make impacts, what are the future areas in which we can make further progress. So I think in a very collaborative manner, there is a great opportunity for collectively looking at the experience so far and documenting it. I strongly urge all of you that although this is a slightly onerous work, this would remain as one of your souvenirs of your tenures or your participation in this very important activity, and to even help serve when you reflect back on your time during this period. Friends, I have spent quite some time in government public service, almost 35 years. When I joined the Gujarat cadre, some of you, of course, would know this, but I came across a very interesting phrase, which always made me pause and reflect. All the urban areas or the residential areas, wherever you'd have human settlement, used to be called in Gujarati Sudarai. So I used to wonder, what is Sudarai? Then I realized that Sudarai is an area where there's a distinct improvement in the living conditions. Sudhara, jiska sudhara hua hai, wo Sudarai. And then when you reflect back on the most fundamental of our works, public tasks and government tasks, they are relatable to and related to conservancy, improvement of sanitation. When we look back, since I come from the Gujarat cadre, all of us have read, we talk about the great sanitation networks of the Harappan cities. We only talk about sanitation, right? We talk about how straight the sanitation, the sewer lines are, how beautifully designed they were, what was the gradient, and it is visible even today. If they were visible today in terms of the physical form, we can certainly imagine what kind of a civilizational impact that they would have had on the globe at that point in time. I think, friends, we have a similar opportunity to contribute to enhancing the stature of our country, of our civilization in the global mind. Because ultimately, the best foot we put forward is seen in how clean it is, how healthy it is, and how well disposed all of us are towards this important function. So I strongly urge all of you, please take this as a great opportunity of, I would say, I would take it personally as an act of self-redemption. So let us redeem ourselves in these 15 days as we lead into the most important day when we remember the contribution and remember and celebrate the memory of the father of the nation through the Swachhata Divas. So this broadly is what I wanted to share with you as my own personal observation. There are a large number of programs here. Fleetingly, Rupaji mentioned even Ek Ped Maa Ka Naam. It's a part of the entire Bhagidari approach. Please take up various activities that have been identified. I'll just repeat them just for the purpose of memory recall. The first is Ek Ped Maa Ki Naam, where I would urge all of you to please identify areas where we can not only undertake plantation in the name of a sacred function, when we remember our mothers, we remember motherhood and the gratitude we feel towards our mothers, but also see, can we not also identify mothers amongst those who have been serving us, amongst the Safai Karmacharis, amongst the Swachhata workers, amongst all the people who have been associated with this function. Can we not also create celebratory parks in the districts, in the Gram Panchayats, wherever we are functioning, if we can create that as a lasting memory, because finally these are the trees, these are the living memories of this particular activity. So I would strongly urge all of you to take this up as a mission. The other three important items that came up are very exciting, because here we are moving from a pakhwada, from an abhiyan, which is a campaign, to a celebration, to a kind of a festive mode. Let us celebrate it. Let there be festivity. How do we celebrate it? Through cultural activities? How do we celebrate it? By enabling those who have creative talents to come and expose their talents, come and share their talents. Maybe they could be children, school children who would like to sing about Swachhata, compose songs. There could be local music bands. There could be local folk performers. They could be even children from the communities that serve the sanitation function. Children who come from all the families associated with the health function, whatever. But let it be a daily event at a designated place so that people and the citizens can actually congregate there. And when they see it, they can come and join the festivity, join the celebration. The other important item that has been identified, and I think it is extremely inspirational, it is how do we create art out of so-called waste. There is so much of possibility. I think we will just run out of the time to explore the full range of possibility. Our imagination can run riot, if I may use that word. And let us give it back. Let it be there as a part of the urban and the rural landscape, as a part of the public architecture that celebrates the entire spirit of cleanliness. And this entire spirit of cleanliness, which has been so beautifully encapsulated in the campaign theme this time, which is Swabhav Swachhata, which is attitudinal change, and Sanskar Swachhata, which is moving that attitude to a culture of cleanliness, culture of hygiene. So this is the second dimension. The third dimension is how can we also converge all of this into areas which are naturally available for us. We just now JSS, both the JSS have spoken about the natural street food scenes, where we naturally go. Every city has food that it is known for, which almost characterizes it. It could be a kachori in some place, it could be a samosa in some place, it could be a paratha in another place, it could be several other such culinary items that attract people there. But as our experience goes, street food is sometimes a matter of adventure. While we would like to, while we would like to enjoy the food, we are also in a way we know we are slightly wary. That is it clean? Will it adversely impact my health? So therefore, with a sense of adventure, we tend to go there. So I would say, let us mitigate the risk, still have the spirit of adventure. Let us create a very nice ambient culture, because world over, believe me, cities are known for various places where international audiences go to participate and eat street food. So in these places, luckily there is a program on the Maua side, which is supporting the entire creation of aspirational toilets, aspirational public spaces. So I'm sure similar programs would also be coming under the direction and the guidance of the Honorable Secretary. But what I would request my colleagues from the campaign team is, please map out what kind of funds and resources and targets, because we also need to look at realistic expenditure. So what kind of a activity can be collated? What can it be mapped to? What kind of different intervention we are looking at, so that together at the end of this 15-day celebration, we would be left with huge public resources and assets that would continue to be there and continue to get maintained. And I would hope as we go forward beyond this 15 days, your work would get reflected, recognized, not only nationally, but also locally as assets that you have left behind in the cities, in the towns, in the villages, in the pre-urban areas, peri-urban areas, so that the entire culture of cleanliness and hygiene would then infuse in this area, which would also kickstart a huge amount of informal economy. And you all know, and you have been supporting activities such as the PM Swanidhi, where number of our street hawkers also converge there. Number of our livelihood seekers who also participate there can also get much more meaningful employment there. So friends, please take this as an opportunity for both sanitation, for conservancy, for improvement, for hygiene, as well as promotion of employment, but in a long-term manner. Let us see this as a first step, but in a sustainable manner. Let's do everything that we will take up as a sustainable activity and make it a part of the cultural life of the people of the city, of the town there. As Honorable PM always says, make it a Jan Bhagidari Andolan. Let it become, as it is a beautiful phrase that he uses, which I'd like to say, make it Sahaj. Sahajta means that it should be a normal thing, that it should not be something that you have to think about. It is almost like an instinct that we should be behaving, instinct that should become ingrained in the way we function, instinct in the way we go about our daily normal routine. So let us go in that direction. In addition to this very important idea that we should identify spots, definite spots. I know, knowing it's been a week since I have been reviewing and I've been seeing a lot of your work. I presume that you'll find it very difficult to find black spots. So I'm really looking at it that you'll find very dark gray spots, not necessarily black spots. But please move those black spots to gray, from gray to white. At the end of the campaign, let us set ourselves very high targets, because there cannot be a greater lack of faith or a greater loss of credibility than having low hanging targets. It is very, very, I think we should not uh, challenge ourselves less than we are capable of. So let us do our best. As JS mentioned, he did say that we should have at least 150 per district. So 715 to 150, we're looking at 80,000. I'm imagining that we should be hoping at least touching around 1.5 lakhs. So that should be a broad number that we should seek and achieve. But then please look at it as areas that would transform completely. Let it not be a touch and vanish. We should not go back again, maybe after a month, and see what happened. Where did we fail? So let's not look at, let us see how we will identify. So I write identification, no low hanging fruit, identify the toughest nuts, identify the darkest of the grays, then see how we will transform it, how we will safe stage it, how we will sustain it. So in doing that, and eventually after having reclaimed all those spaces, we can even, hopefully, some of those gray spots, if they get converged into public spaces, into gardens, possibly even places where we can vend food. If we can move to that stage, there'll be nothing like that. So in addition to this, the very important activity that has been underscored this time is the convergence of nearly 10 plus central and the state government programs in the direction of the most important vanguard element of our campaign. The Swachhata workers, our vanguard elements who have been fighting this battle. So starting from identification of their health intervention needs, to making it sustainable. How do they become a part of the entire health infrastructure network so that services are consistently and constantly available to them? And today, with the large welfare net that has been created with the joint collaboration of the central and the state governments, we have almost every type of element that is needed to ensure that each one of our citizens who is vulnerable is taken good care of, starting from the insurance dimension, the Bima Yojanas, to the Ayushman Bharat Yojana. That entire range is covered. So all we have to ensure is that the net is well knit and it is cast in the right direction, so that we then gather all our colleagues who are working in this, and sometimes in very, very, I would say, dangerous conditions, who are brought out of these occupation related hazards, and who are brought to much better living standards. So these are a few initial observations I wanted to make before I requested my colleague Shri Minaji to speak. Thereafter, let us make it slightly interactive. I'd like to hear from some of you how you would like to take this on. What we were also discussing while we were planning this out is how we could, at the end of the 15 days, recognize and acknowledge the great work that I am sure and confident that you'd be doing in these next 15 days on the 2nd of October. And thereafter, we will be having greater opportunities of interacting. And please brief your own immediate superiors. What we are tentatively thinking is that we might request the Cabinet Secretary to convene a meeting of Chief Secretaries around 5th or 6th. So depending on that, please work backwards. And since I find that the 2nd September is hardly a couple of days away, we will see if we will need more time for the Honorable Ministers to find and accommodate the schedules with our ministers. Maybe we will seek the convenient time and have this meeting at the political level immediately thereafter, so that we'll be able to have a nice convergence happening around this. So I wish all of you Godspeed. I wish all of you all success. I urge all of you, please put in your best, because there can be no greater service than this, because ultimately we will be known by the hygiene that our society reflects. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your very motivating words, sir. I would now like to request Ashok Meena, sir, Officer on Special Duty to the Department of Drinking Water and Sanitation and Secretary Designate, to kindly address all of us.
Thank you, Jitendra. Thank you, Rupa, and thank you very much, sir, for your kind words. Most of the issues and the action points have been covered by Rupa, Jitendra, and the motivational speech which Secretary Mahua has given. Dear friends, yesterday, Honorable Prime Minister took a meeting of all the secretaries, and during the speech, he emphasized the whole of government approach for achieving anything. So in that context, what he suggested, he has been suggesting is this, that you need to reform, perform, transform, and also inform. So as Secretary Mahua said, that we all are attuned to work in a very coordinated manner. You all have done a good job last year, this year also. The directions have been issued. All of you will be doing the good job. But at the same time, informing the same issue while we celebrate the Swachh Bharat mission and the spirit of bringing sanitation to be the job of each and everyone in this country is very important for all of us. So therefore, friends, I would request that let us get everyone engaged into celebrating this particular spirit, particularly the private sector, the government entities. In any case, because of the direction, they would be putting their best foot forward. But larger public, as we have designed the whole program in such a manner that we need to go out to the streets, street food festivals, cultural festivals, etc., need to be organized. So accordingly, also start, since you have almost a month's time in our hand, we need to write articles, carry the message to the social media, wherein we also reflect as to what has been the case and situation 10 years before. and what has been achieved during these 10 years. So you would, when you start reflecting, you would see a sea change happening in the rural areas and the urban areas of this country. People used to go, open defecation was a norm. Now it is no more the norm. The cleanliness has become a buzzword everywhere. So this is what we need to write in the social media. The articles must be written, and you should plan the activities in such a manner that all of us celebrate the whole spirit together in the country, and also recognize the contribution being made on daily basis, every day basis, by the sanitation workers. The dignity to the sanitation workers is the most important thing which our Honorable Prime Minister has been insisting, and that is what he wanted all of us to ensure, that all Safai Karamcharis and the sanitation workers are not only identified, they are provided all the facilities that are possible under various schemes, as Secretary Mahua said, in the rural areas and the urban areas both. But also, we need to bring a culture where the work of sanitation is recognized as a very, very important aspect of our daily life. It should reflect that our society is a very hygiene oriented society, and once we do that, I think most of our job would be done. Accordingly, the result should also reflect the number of places we took the initiatives. The same is documented appropriately, and all the collectors, all the district authorities, state authorities would be expected that the documentation on the curated portal is done well within the time. Dear friends, my request to all of you would be that let us start the preparatory activities right from today, so that on 14th of September, when you launch the activities, you would have already made substantive progress, and the implementation will be much faster. I wish all of you great success. I don't want to go into the details of the program, because both the joint secretaries from Mahua as well as drinking water department have covered them in detail, and Secretary Mahua also has highlighted those issues. Thank you very much, and wish you all the best.
Thank you very much, sir. Sir, I'm happy to share that even though we gave a last-minute communication to states, districts, and cities, such is the commitment of the teams on grounds that right now we have around 8,000 to 10,000 people listening to us. So this itself shows their interest in sanitation. So I'm very confident that this energetic team, which is there spread across the entire nation, will take it forward in an incredible manner. So to get some quick feedback from states, can we take up a couple of states from different regions? So let's start from the Northeast. We have from the Northeast couple of states. We can take up with Manipur. In Manipur, ACS Hana Kamai sir is present. I would request the ACS and also the team present to please unmute themselves. Sir, if you could tell us your quick response on the plan that we have just shared with you and the steps that would be taken. Manipur? By the time Manipur comes online, let us move to Mizoram, where we have Secretary UD present there. Secretary UD, Mizoram. Secretary UD, Mizoram. No issues, we'll come back to them. Let's go to northern side. We have Punjab Principal Secretary and ACS present. Can we have Punjab unmute themselves and respond? I think there could be an issue. It's not possible. Yes.
नमस्कार मैम। मैम एसीएस साहब अभी मिनिस्टर साहब की मीटिंग में चले गए हैं और हमारी टीम अटेंड कर रही है मैम।
ओके, अजय शर्मा सर हैं?
नहीं मैम, वो ट्रांसफर हो गए हैं। नाउ तेजवीर
Okay, okay.
एसीएस।
Acha, Tejveer sir has joined. Yes, please. So we are talking to. Could you please introduce yourself?
मैम, माई सेल्फ डॉक्टर नरेश भारद्वाज, असिस्टेंट
Naresh ji,
डायरेक्टर।
yes, yes.
जी मैम।
So Naresh ji is a very, very committed team member of the Swachh Bharat mission team. So Naresh ji, आप बताएं, अभी यहाँ पे डिटेल डिस्कशन हुआ स्वच्छता ही सेवा कैंपेन पे. Your quick response on that?
जी मैम। मैम, जो एक तो शेड्यूल ऑलरेडी आपने इसमें शेयर किया है, ये तो रहेगा, बट हम डेट वाइज सभी एक्टिविटी करेंगे सो दैट कि विजिबल इम्पैक्ट सिटीज में आए। और रिसेंटली भी हमने 1 वीक का पूरे स्टेट में क्लीन अप ड्राइव चला, जिसमें जीबीपीज को हमने रिमूव किया है।
जी, वो तो किया है, लेकिन इसमें जो खास कड़ियां हैं, इसको ध्यान रखते हुए ये सारे एक्टिविटीज आप प्लीज टेकअप करें और इसके लिए इमीडिएटली स्टेट लेवल की मीटिंग से आप लोग शुरू करवाएं। मीटिंग के बाद आई विल आल्सो स्पीक टू तेजवीर सर।
नरेश जी, आपका अमृतसर में तो स्ट्रीट फूड तो एक तो जग जाहिर है।
जी सर। सर वो इशू है सर।
है ना?
जी सर।
नहीं, मैं कह रहा हूँ
वो अपने डंप साइट के बारे में बोल रहे हैं।
डंप साइट नहीं, मैं तो आपका स्ट्रीट फूड की बात कर रहा हूँ। मैं कह रहा हूँ अमृतसर में तो जग जाहिर है, आप उसको पिकअप करिए, एकदम ग्लोबल क्लास में ले जाइए, जितना मदद कर सकें हम करेंगे।
जी सर, थैंक यू सर। हम
सबसे हाई फुटफॉल एरिया वही है, वहां पे बहुत ज्यादा ब्यूटिफिकेशन हुआ है, लेकिन एस्पिरेशनल टॉयलेट्स का प्रॉब्लम अभी भी है। कूड़े की सफाई, उसकी टाइमिंग्स भी हम देख सकते हैं, और वेस्ट टू आर्ट का वहां पे भी हम लोग उसके साथ जो उसके स्पिरिट में जाएगा, बिकॉज वो एक स्पिरिट में बना है, उसको उसकी स्पिरिट को ना तोड़ते हुए जो हम कर सकते हैं, लोकल लोगों को लेके वहां पे हम कर सकते हैं ये प्लानिंग।
जी, थैंक यू मैडम।
Right. So Tejveer sir has just gone, I think, to some meeting. So we can take up Sikkim. Sikkim, Anandan sir is there? Or Sherpa sir, anyone? Sikkim? The mission directors can also respond in case the principal secretaries had to leave for something.
Yeah, madam, good afternoon. So we are fully ready. Today we are ending this session and we are fully geared up with the program. And so many steps have already been taken. We have already started the Swachhata Abhiyan also. So in which we have engaged the self-help group members, and we have already started the cleanliness drive, engaging the self-help groups, and many more programs are in the line. So this month, especially September to October, 2nd October will be the fully packed month for this kind of activities. So we are now fully geared up with this kind of programs.
So Sikkim has been our poster child for the SBM Gramin. Yes. So please continue the spirit and show that Swachh Bharat mission comes up very, very well in the entire state of Sikkim.
Yes, sir. Definitely, sir.
So यहाँ पे चीफ सेक्रेटरी की अध्यक्षता में आप जब मीटिंग लेंगे, आपके स्टेट का जो स्ट्रेंथ है उसको आप इसके साथ जोड़ने की प्रयास करें. You were the first state to declare yourself ODF. You were the state to first ban single-use plastic. You are the first state to go full-fledged on agro farming and natural farming. So we can integrate all of these activities in what we call as lifestyle for environment. और लाइफ के साथ ये स्वच्छता को हम बड़े सुंदर तरीके से सिक्किम में जोड़ सकते हैं. तो जिस राज्य का जो खास बात है उसको ही लेके हम स्वच्छता को उसके साथ ही जोड़ने का प्रयास करें. That is where planning becomes very important. All the best. Next we go down to Odisha. Lohani sir would be there.
Odisha?
Odisha. So both of us being there, so obviously 2-3 times we'll call. Rajesh?
Yeah.
Rajesh, Lohani sir, Vinay?
This is Rathoria, ma'am, Additional Director, Mission Shakti, DWSM, ma'am. There is a meeting by
बताइए.
CM of Secretary sir has gone there, ma'am.
No problem. बताओ.
Ma'am.
आप बताओ क्या yeah.
Sir, so we've gone through the guidelines which were recently shared, sir, today itself. We'll ensure that there will be proper participation from all stakeholders, sir. For this, we've already kept a VC with all the CDOs on Saturday morning, sir. So we'll ensure that Odisha will be one of the best performers in the Sewa Pakhwada, sir.
अभी आपका स्पोर्ट्स का भी स्पोर्ट्स वीक चल रहा है, तो
Yes, ma'am.
स्पोर्ट्स वीक के साथ भी हम स्वच्छता को जोड़ सकते हैं. नंबर 1, स्टेडियम्स में बढ़िया से जोड़ सकते हैं. इस दौरान स्टेडियम्स का टॉयलेट्स, स्वच्छता के एक्टिविटीज वो सब उसके साथ कर सकते हैं. नंबर 2, वी हैव अ वेरी लॉन्ग कोस्ट लाइन. So in that entire coastline, clean beaches as an activity we can take up. Blue flag beach तो है ही, इसके अलावा दूसरे beaches can be taken up, all with community participation. Third, Odisha has a strong cultural hub of handloom, handicraft, SHG movement. ये भी इको फ्रेंडली के साथ, आप ये कल्चरल फेस्ट के साथ, लोकल आपके जो यात्रा पार्टीज हैं उनके साथ ये आप बड़े सुंदर तरीके से जोड़ सकते हैं. द होल आइडिया इज टू ट्रिगर इनोवेशन. तो कन्वेंशनल जस्ट डोंट इट गो इनटू ग्रीन टेक्स एज बोथ सेक्रेटरीज वर मेंशनिंग. लेट्स गो टू द कैप्चरिंग द स्पिरिट ऑफ इट. ऑलराइट. Yes, for example, you have Shakti cafes in all these cultural fest points. You can have these cafes also, which also sell eco-friendly materials, waste to wealth materials. All of it can be purchased by public also. During Meri Mati campaign, sir, this was done by various states. Yeah. We can do all of that. All right. Okay. And next we can take up Telangana. Telangana, Lokesh Kumar ji is there, or VP Gautam या फिर Anita Ramchandran, anyone from Telangana? Telangana, kindly unmute yourself.
Ma'am, good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Ma'am, this is VP Gautam here, ma'am, State Mission Director, SPM, ma'am.
Yes, बताओ Gautam.
Principal Secretary sir was there, ma'am. He has gone for CM's meeting, ma'am. So we have been there,
No
ma'am.
problem. आप बताइए.
Ma'am, all points are noted, ma'am, regarding, black spots, garbage, vulnerable points, waste to art campaign, and Safai Mitra health camps, and also tying up of welfare schemes, especially under Namaste, etc., for sanitation workers, street vendors. All of this will be taken up, ma'am. And we'll see that all sections of society are involved, including our MEPMA, SHG groups, youth and volunteers and public representatives. All of them will be involved, ma'am. We'll have a video conference with all the municipal commissioners, ma'am. They are anyway attending this through YouTube link. So we'll convey the instructions and see that the program is a big success, ma'am. And it is conducted in the participative sense. Thank you, ma'am.
Gautam, also please convey it to Anita, because rural areas में भी हमको करना है.
Right, sir. Noted, sir. Noted, sir. We'll convey.
गौतम, पूरी प्लानिंग अर्बन प्लस रूरल करके आप लोग करें. जैसे यहाँ पे आप देख रहे हैं जॉइंट मीटिंग हो रहा है, आपके लेवल में भी सारा मीटिंग जॉइंट हो. डिस्ट्रिक्ट कलेक्टर्स अर्बन और रूरल एरिया के लिए इकट्ठा प्लान करें.
Noted, ma'am. Noted, ma'am. We'll have a convergent plan, ma'am. In fact, last month we had a program at the state level also, ma'am. Both rural and urban did together a week-long program of a similar nature. So we'll replicate the same kind of coordination and synergy.
Right. Thank you, Gautam.
Thank you, ma'am.
Do we have
Thank you,
Swachhata Corporation? Andhra Pradesh, Swachhata Corporation?
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes,
My mission
please.
director gone to fourth national conclave, ma'am.
Okay, no problem.
Ma'am.
Fourth Chief Secretary conference meeting is on. Yes, please. Who is speaking?
Kiran, madam, Chief Operating Officer, ma'am.
Yeah, yes, Kiran. So tell us your quick response.
Ma'am, noted all your instructions, madam. We plan accordingly, ma'am. Last year also, we conducted all events successfully, ma'am.
So
Like
what is the special thing that Andhra Pradesh will do?
Felicitation to sanitation workers, other activities, normal activities, beach cleaning, tourist places, sports, ma'am. We engaged brand ambassadors, ma'am.
Okay, all right. So please see that there is a wide participation. This exercise of adoption of CTU is one thing where you can have a lot of stakeholders going for adoption. Even they can adopt it for future operation maintenance. So that kind of a model also you can work out. Be it for community public toilets or food streets or beach portions of beaches, heritage spots, all of it you can do in convergence, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Noted.
great. Do we have Karnataka online?
Secretary Telangana, madam. Secretary Telangana.
Yes, please. Yes,
Madam, we
please.
have noted down, madam, all the details. We will circulate the details to our CS also, madam. And we will hold separate
Yes,
video
please.
conference with collectors, and we will ensure that all the instructions are compliant and this program is made grassroots. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much. Do we have the ACS from Karnataka?
From Karnataka,
Anjum sir?
Director from SBM, madam. Secretary,
Okay.
madam, to attend meeting held by Minister, madam. And assembly
No
is
problem.
also.
Yes, please.
Madam, last year also they
Yes,
have
please.
organized many events with regard to this program, madam. This year also, tomorrow itself we will convene a meeting and we have received guidelines, madam. According to guidelines and as per your instructions, we work out a action plan to organize events accordingly.
So each state is requested to take up some special activities that reflects the spirit of that state. For example, you have Bangalore. Bangalore has a large IT hub and a lot of these young working professionals. So if you can have something special to engage with them where they become youth ambassadors and the voice of Swachhata, you can curate an extremely different kind of a narrative. And these are all people who have come from all parts of the country. So you think of some special kind of storytelling campaign through which you can do beyond your conventional IC. That is the spirit. So please do some kind of a planning at your level and come up with something fantastic.
We have world famous Dasara program also October.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Discuss with CS.
This is also the time to bring back Mysore into the league of the cleanest city. Mysore's first Swachh Sarvekshan was the cleanest city of the country. It's time to get back Mysore into that league. Hopefully you'll do that.
We'll do it, madam.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
And please engage all the private companies, just like IT companies, their campuses, everybody. They should also celebrate. Okay.
And please promote that these companies do not do that broom thing inside their premises. Encourage them to step out. They should adopt a CTU, take care of that CTU and its transformation. They can adopt 5 villages which are around it, or they can adopt a difficult spot in a city. It should not just be a photo op with a little bit of cleaning in and around the premises. And that kind of engagement has to come from the highest level, led by the highest level. All right. Wonderful. Thank you.
Rajendra
Yes.
Prasad, Mission Director, Gramin, Karnataka, ma'am.
Yes, please.
Finance Commission deliberations, ma'am. Ma'am, we have a very good experience in carrying out this particular campaign, ma'am, and we have topped the country for previous 2 years, ma'am. Now, as per the presentation, ma'am, we will go ahead with the well-curated activities, ma'am. Actually, we have UN heritage site, wild tourist destination. As you have mentioned, ma'am, a city like Mysuru, which is the cleanest city, coastline also, and the national highway also. We will get these CTUs well curated to our districts, ma'am. And we have a very good pepped up district teams as well. And this year, our focus would be the behavioral change, where actually we don't have an experience of running such a campaign previously, ma'am, but we will plan it in advance and carry it out. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I would request all friends to please note all our events should be zero waste events, litter free events. Number one. Number two, even if let us say we are having a cultural fest, once the cultural fest is over, that area should not have a speck of litter. That should be the speciality of a Swachh Bharat event. And also, starting from now, Ganesh Puja till Diwali, we have host of festivals. So let us promote eco-friendly idols, eco-friendly solutions. There are many cities who have earmarked a part of water body for the immersion ceremonies also. So this kind of an engagement for Ganesh Chaturthi, Durga Puja, Diwali, even for that you can plan special reduce, reuse, recycle initiatives. So from now on, the entire celebration cycle begins. So let's integrate lifestyle for environment, reduce, reuse, recycle, zero waste events all into it. Yes. Okay, all the best, Karnataka. Can we take up Maharashtra now?
Good evening,
Maharashtra.
गुड इवनिंग मैम.
Good
SMD
evening.
सर, SMD सर फोर्थ जो अपना कॉन्फ्रेंस है वाइजैक, वहाँ पे गए हैं. तो मैं महेश चौधरी बोल रहा हूँ. मैम हम लोग का नेक्स्ट मंथ में गणेश फेस्टिवल जो सबसे बड़ा फेस्टिवल रहता है महाराष्ट्र में, तो हम लोग ये कैंपेन उसके साथ ही रिलेट करेंगे. और हम लोग को गाइडलाइंस मिल चुकी है, हम लोग अभी वही सर्कुलेट करेंगे कल ट्रांसलेट करके. और 31 तारीख को मैम हम लोग पूरे जो हमारी डिस्ट्रिक्ट की टीम है उनके साथ वीसी पे मीटिंग लेके उनको ये सब कैंपेन का इंस्ट्रक्शंस दे देगा.
वंडरफुल सर. महाराष्ट्र का तो अभी शुरू हो जाएगा, गणेश चतुर्थी से ही शुरू हो जाएगा. आपके लिए तो बहुत
इसमें होल ऑफ सोसाइटी अप्रोच करके ऑल पार्ट्स ऑफ द सोसाइटी प्लीज एंगेज देम इन रूरल एरियाज एंड अर्बन एरियाज बोथ.
Yes, sir.
It has to become a life. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Can we take up Kerala? Sharmila ma'am, are you there?
Yeah, good evening. Good evening, sir.
Ma'am, good evening.
Yeah. Good evening, Sharmila.
Yeah, good evening, sir. Sir, as far as Kerala is concerned, sir, we have our Onam festival starting from 14th of September. And this year, because of the Wayanad disaster, the state government has decided that we would not have, festivities on a large scale. So we would be having low-key celebrations. However, Swachhata is the main theme even in the low-key celebrations. And even in the, Wayanad, the disaster relief camps that we had, we ensured that, the relief activities in the camps, etc., Swachhata was maintained to the fullest extent possible. And we received the Shujitva Mission team. Shujitva Mission is the nodal agency in the state government handling SPM rural as well as SPM urban. So the Shujitva Mission team received special appreciation from the government for having ensured that the highest level of sanitation and cleanliness was ensured in the camps as well as in the disaster-affected areas. Sir, as far as the other issues, the points that were mentioned regarding black spots, garbage, vulnerable points, etc., I would like to mention that in the monthly meeting that the Chief Secretary takes every month with all the secretaries of all the departments, sanitation is one area that is discussed in detail, and we show the pictures of major government offices, also collectorates and other major government offices, the picture, the cleanliness picture, the black spots within government offices, the black spots at the back areas of government offices. So the before picture, after picture, last month's picture, this month's picture, these pictures are highlighted to drive home the requirement for undertaking or leading the sanitation activities at the various offices. So that is, being monitored at the highest level, sir. And now our ACS LSGD, who is handling waste management, madam would be taking over as chief secretary on 31st in the afternoon. So Swachhata drive would get a stronger push from the highest level. It is there, but it would get a further stronger push at the highest level, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am. Sir, Kerala has two very strong arms. One is Suchitwa Mission, one is Clean Kerala Campaign. So both of them together, they do a fantastic work. We have Tamil Nadu present. Ponnerji, are you there? Or Abdul, are you there? Tamil Nadu? Okay. Tamil Nadu? Okay. Can we have Chhattisgarh? Sashank Pandey, are you there? Kindly unmute.
मैम
Yes, please. Sashank ji, बताए.
मैम हमारे यहाँ डिसेंट्रलाइज मॉडल में मैम 10,000 स्वच्छता दीदी हैं, तो उनके साथ मिलके ये प्रोग्राम प्लान किया है. हमारी मोबाइल मेडिकल यूनिट्स भी है मैम 150. तो सफाई मित्र सुरक्षा शिविर उसके हिसाब से मैप करके जियो लोकेशन के हिसाब से सारी दीदियों का मोबाइल यूनिट से हेल्थ चेकअप वगैरह करेंगे मैम. और जीवीपी पॉइंट्स का आइडेंटिफिकेशन ऑलरेडी मैम लास्ट 1 मंथ से चल ही रहा था, तो वी विल मैप इट टू द सिटी यूज एंड गेट इट देयर मैम.
उसके अलावा भी कुछ और कंपोनेंट्स हैं, उसको भी आप लोग देखें. सर, छत्तीसगढ़ is one state which has a very good women movement in the entire sanitation, urban and rural both. So they want to use that itself as the main anchor. But please build up on certain other activities also which we just discussed.
Sure.
All right.
रूरल एरियाज के लिए भी थोड़ा सा बात कर लीजिएगा. Shashank, you also look after the rural areas?
Shashank is.
I will talk to SBM.
But in approach is decentralized everywhere, sir. Ji. Bhavya, do we have you from Gujarat?
Ma'am, good evening, ma'am. Tamil Nadu has joined, ma'am. We have connectivity.
Yes, please. No problem. Bataiye,
Ma'am, good
Tamil
evening,
Nadu.
ma'am. Good evening, ma'am. This is Abdul, ma'am.
Yes. Tamil Nadu, please respond.
Ma'am, good evening, ma'am. Ma'am, we have taken note of all the instructions, ma'am. So Tamil Nadu also has a lot of ULBs abutting the Bay of Bengal. So this coastal cleanup drive will be taken in a big way, ma'am. So our state scheme is also there, ma'am. People's Movement for Clean Cities. So we'll try to dovetail this aspect that happens every second Saturday, ma'am. So the mass cleaning of our public areas, our cleaning of the drains, replantation drives, waste to art, cleaning of all black spots, ma'am. The CTUs that has been mentioned in the presentation, all those activities will be taken up, ma'am. I'll coordinate with the rural wing department also of our state, ma'am. So we'll ensure that these activities are taken with the right earnestness to the state of Tamil Nadu.
We have a lot of temples there and high footfall places, so we can do something really beautiful around the temples, be it waste to art or waste to wealth, flowers to incense sticks, lot of activities there, completely clearing those areas of single-use plastic. Those can be one drive. You also have a very special drive in your state where Honorable Chief Minister Tamil Nadu has directed that anybody who goes to visit anywhere on touring must use a public toilet only. So this is a great opportunity to look at all those public and community toilets on your national highways, state highways, whatever retrofitting is needed. We've already allowed you all those retrofitting, beautifying it using local art. The way in phase 1 in Swachh Bharat, the toilet became the visible asset. Even in stage 2, we should make this community toilets, the new individual household toilets, public toilets, beautify them, use local art, smart and make them that kind of beautiful asset which is functional. So you can take a drive for that also, and so also your coastal belt. So please have this coordination meeting at the earliest between urban, rural, and all the line ministries. And we wish you all the very best, Tamil Nadu.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Do we have Uttar Pradesh? Anuj Rajkumar? Uttar Pradesh? Please
good evening, ma'am.
unmute
Good evening,
yourself.
sir.
जी
मैम मैं अनुज बोल रहा हूँ मिशन डायरेक्टर
जी
अर्बन।
अनुज बताइए। हाँ जी
मैम पिछले साल भी उत्तर प्रदेश ने बहुत अच्छा काम किया था स्वच्छता लीग में
आपके
और
पीछे जितने शील्ड्स और अवार्ड्स दिख
यस
रहे
मैम
हैं वी होप दैट सम मोर गेट एडेड
यस मैम
so
तो हाँ
so
दैट्स वन ऑफ
come
द
up
पॉइंट्स व्हिच आई वांटेड टू स्पीक लेटर अबाउट मैम कि पिछले साल जो है 1 लाख से ज्यादा एक्टिविटी यूपी से अपलोड हुआ था और अर्बन से 32,000 से
I
ज्यादा
know
एक्टिविटी अपलोड हुआ था
I
और
know
ये एश्योरेंस भी मिला था
yes
कि आप अब इसमें कुछ अवार्ड वार्ड भी दिया जाएगा विच वी नेवर गॉट मैम
No, you were recognized. You were recognized nationally.
yes yes
Okay, we will send you good awards this time. Even
thank you
secretary
so much
also
मैम
mentioned
थैंक यू
that we
मैम
should have it around second itself rather than later on. We'll try to do it on the second itself, so this time.
your your
So they, of
appreciation is
course,
good
they were
enough
at the
ma'am
top on
it
the
is just
leaders
for
board.
saying this thing but this time also
Hmm.
ma'am in all the activities regarding स्वच्छता की भागीदारी संपूर्ण स्वच्छता स्वच्छता लक्ष्य इकाई and Safai Mitra Surakshha Shibir, which we also did very good in last year this सुरक्षा शिविर तो इस बार भी हम लोग ये सारी एक्टिविटी प्लान करेंगे और बहुत ही बड़े नंबर पे करेंगे मैम पहले ही हम जैसे सर ने सेक्रेटरी सर ने कहा ये जो हमारे स्पॉट्स हैं उनको हम चिन्हित कर लेंगे और उनको ट्रांसफॉर्म करके और 1 अक्टूबर तक उसका डिक्लेरेशन करेंगे मैम और जो हमारा पिछली बार जैसे स्वच्छता का बहुत लंबा चौड़ा अभियान चला था 154 घंटे का पिछली बार चला था मतलब 6 दिन का दिस बिकॉज ऑफ गांधी जी 155th एंड दिस थिंग बर्थ एनिवर्सरी तो इस बार 155 घंटे का हम लोग करेंगे मैम और आपको अच्छे रिजल्ट्स इस पूरे अभियान का करके दिखाएंगे
Very nice. So we have the lot of Ganga towns in Uttar Pradesh, and all these Ganga towns are high footfall towns. So वहाँ पे शाम को भी आपका गंगा शपथ होता है, and you have a large Ganga Vahini there of community volunteers. So उनके साथ और वहाँ पे urban, rural, बाहर के प्रदेश से सारे even international visitors, everybody is there. तो उनके साथ मिलके कुछ इनोवेटिव आप लोग कीजिए 155 वाला तो आपको बहुत ही अच्छा है लेकिन गंगा शहरों में गंगा ग्राम में कुछ एक अलग गंगा अभियान विथ नमामि नेशनल क्लीन गंगा मिशन इसको एक बढ़िया कॉन्वर्जेंस करके दे कैन आल्सो डू समथिंग also another thing in all these heritage spots which are there old cities like Mathura and all there are many spots which are extremely matter of concern for cleanliness वहाँ पे अभी भी दिक्कत है तो let us identify all those dysfunctional urinals जहाँ पे even spitting है गुटका वो spots है अभी भी ऐसे कई सारे जगह हैं जहाँ पे we have a concern so let's target all those areas take up activity with the community transform them beautify them and see that they don't get repeated as secretaries were mentioning this time the intention is visible impact it is not just a campaign but visible impact so kindly do something unique around this and of course you have a great team you'll do very well all the best Uttar Pradesh thank you so much
thank you thank you
Gujarat
good evening ma'am
Bhavya
am I audible
Sujal Bhavya
ma'am am
you
I
have a
audible
huge flood situation also
yes ma'am but the good thing is that as of now it has receded from most of the areas and mostly Vadodara and Jamnagar and Kutch these three districts are affected as on today but ma'am this will not hinder our preparation for all the districts because the event is going to start from 14th and we are very hopeful that even these three districts will improve their situation by that time. Ma'am, we have taken a note of all the instructions, particularly regarding involvement of as large number of organizations, be it from the government departments or from spiritual organizations or civil society organization or from industry. So we'll be targeting each and every one of them for the involvement. Ma'am, I'm happy to share that we are already going for a large scale IPC related IEC at ULB level. So for example, one of the things that we observed was that in last 8 months we were doing IEC mainly from state level. And then my team told me that, sir, for a better intervention and behavior change, our IEC should be targeted at interpersonal level. So ma'am, we have 6 zones. So we are going to empanel agencies for each one of the zones, which will be doing IPC activity at every Nagarpalika level. So ma'am, that would be a good thing for IC at individual level. Regarding ma'am GVPs, already ma'am we have identified approximately 1500 GVPs. From the Nirmal Gujarat campaign, we are giving Nagarpalikas additional fund of rupees 1 lakh for each GVP for permanent removal of the GVP. So ma'am, we would be trying that all those 1500 GVPs are cleared within the Swachhata Hi Sewa campaign. And regarding CTUs, ma'am, cleanliness units, we would be targeting as many as CTUs are cleared during this campaign itself. And ma'am, last but and ma'am, regarding you mentioned about zero waste events, ma'am, I'm happy to share that in the last 2 months itself, we have held approximately 35 to 40 zero waste events at each of our district, like a total of 40 events at the state level distributed across the district. So that we are taking care of, ma'am, and we are also taking care of uploading these events on the Swachhtam portal. And ma'am, last but not the least, we would ट्राई कि आप यूपी जो अवार्ड भेजने वाले हैं हम इतना काम करें कि कुछ हमारे पास भी आ रहे हैं।
अच्छा भव्य, ये बताइए आपके रूरल काउंटर पार्ट सुजल हैं वहां पे?
यस मैम, सुजल सर इज हियर मैम।
यस मैम। सुजल, would you like to please respond?
जी मैम, मैम we have noted down all the points, ma'am. Ma'am, am I audible over there?
Yes, please.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, we have noted down all the points, ma'am. We have started already precursor event at 15th of August, ma'am. Before 15th of August, we have 1 week full of cleaning of all the streets at rural levels. So based on that, we are working on the total criteria or strategy for that thing for the whole Swachhata Bharat nation. And at the same time, the state will be celebrating one nutrition month, Poshan Ma. So we are trying to correlate Swachhata and nutrition for that thing, sir. And as per you mentioned, we'll be having one state level event at 2nd October for the Swachhata Divas.
Come up with some great textile ways to art.
Ma'am,
Okay.
we'll arrange that also, ma'am. We'll be devising the strategy with all the districts of our country.
And Navratra will also be there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. All right. So please promote reduce, reuse, recycle, and also zero waste events.
Ma'am, we'll come up with some better strategies and some innovative, which we will be appreciating. Thank you, ma'am.
And also please brief your senior officers to start off the state level meetings. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
We have Rajasthan, Suresh and Goyal ji. Rajasthan.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Please. Good afternoon.
Chief Engineer, PM Urban, actually, this was Secretary of DU, and Mission Director has gone for some. So, can I speak now?
आपके ऑडियो में कुछ थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम है, नेटवर्क में कुछ प्रॉब्लम है, बताएं।
अच्छा, मैं ये कह रहा था मैम कि जो एक्शनेबल पॉइंट्स आपने बताए हैं सारे हमने नोटेड डाउन कर लिए हैं। अभी सेक्रेटरी साहब आ जाएंगे और डायरेक्टर साहब से डिस्कस कर लेंगे और जल्दी एक मीटिंग जो है सभी अर्बन लोकल बॉडीज की रख लेंगे जिसमें 10 तारीख तक हमें करना है। ऑलरेडी वैसे राजस्थान के अंदर में पुराने भी जितने कैंपेन रहे हैं, चाहे वो मेरी माटी मेरा देश है, उनमें भी हमने पूरे कंट्री के अंदर में थर्ड रहे थे, तो हम इस अभियान के अंदर में भी अच्छा ही करेंगे। हम जैसे डायरेक्शंस आपके हैं सभी उन डायरेक्शंस को फॉलो करने के लिए नीचे भी हम उनके साथ मीटिंग्स करके सभी को सर्कुलेट कर देंगे। और जो आपने सिटी को बताया, स्ट्रीट फूड्स का बताया, हमारे यहाँ अभी भी जितने जो फेयर्स हो रहे हैं या जो यात्राएं निकल रही हैं उनको हमने जीरो वेस्ट इवेंट के रूप में उनको ऑलरेडी हमने कर रहे हैं, ऑलरेडी हमने प्लान कर रखे हैं। बट जो स्पेसिफिक जो पॉइंट्स आपने बताए हैं, चाहे वो नमस्ते योजना के अंदर में चिकित्सा शिविर के कैंप्स हो सूरज के, या चाहे हम आपके CTUs के पॉइंट्स हो, स्ट्रीट फूड्स के उसके ऊपर हो, इन सभी पे हम एक पूरा एक्शन प्लान बना करके और सारे डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स के अंदर में इसको अच्छी तरह से हम इसको प्लान करेंगे।
वंडरफुल। 2-3 चीजें, एक तो आपके यहाँ बहुत सारा रोड कंस्ट्रक्शन चल रहा है, जिसके चलते construction debris visibly across the entire stretch is there, and which is also adding to a lot of issues during this rainy season. तो आप CTU के तहत कोऑर्डिनेशन विद रूरल वर्क्स हो या हाईवेज हो, जो भी अथॉरिटी है उनके साथ जरूर एक कन्वर्जेंस करें, ताकि ये जो लार्ज कंस्ट्रक्शन डेब्रीज साइट, इसको हम लोग विजिबली क्लीन अप करा पाए। Number 2, Jaipur heritage as well as Jaipur main town, there are a large number of sites जहाँ से garbage vulnerable point की feedback आती है, तो we can target these kind of spots and bring visible transformation. देन आपके यहाँ टूरिज्म का बहुत ज्यादा है, तो टूरिज्म कल्चर इन सब के साथ, होटल ओनर्स एसोसिएशन के साथ, और ये जो टूरिज्म रिलेटेड जितने ऑपरेटर्स हैं उनके साथ वी कैन टेक अप अ लॉट ऑफ एक्टिविटीज। आपके जितने भी ट्रांसपोर्ट है, लोकल वो ऑटो हो, आपके जितने भी टूरिस्ट में व्हीकल्स लगे हो या फिर आर्टिस्ट्स लगे हो, ये सबको मर्ज करके ब्यूटिफुली आप कल्चरल फेस्टिवल भी कर सकते हैं और स्वच्छता की ड्राइव्स भी ले सकते हैं। इसको थोड़ा इनोवेटिव please plan करें। So I think we've taken quite a few states, and states look to be on board. So anybody else would like to share anything else? Any of the states?
Good evening, ma'am. This is Vinay from Odisha.
Okay, Vinay, please.
Sorry, ma'am, I couldn't tell because it was muted from the centrally. So
no problem, no problem.
In fact, ma'am, we will organize it in a visiting manner. But last time we organized it and we removed the GBP around 3,792 98 numbers. So we issued all one SOP to all the ULBs involving the communities, so that there was surveillance from the community side, so that it is the recurrence didn't happen. And after converging the fund from the state budget, we transferred the land also. I mean the WP places also. So we beautified that also. That also we will do this time. And second, regarding Safai Mitra civil, so we organize every month Bada Khana. So we generally invite the dignitaries like honorable MPs, MLAs, and collectors also. So they generally take lunch with our Safai Mitras or sanitation workers. And simultaneously we will organize the health camps for them also. So we'll do it as per the guidelines issued by the MOVA, ma'am. Thank you.
Vinay, also tell Vineet SDMV के जो है ना, उनको भी थोड़ा बता देना।
Yes, sir. Sure, sir.
कॉन्वर्जेंस मीटिंग अंडर बोथ प्रिंसिपल सेक्रेटरीज जल्दी से अगले 2 दिन में करा दीजिए, एंड सो ये सारा अलाइन हो जाएगा। सर, वी कैन रैप अप विद अ फ्यू हाउसकीपिंग अनाउंसमेंट्स। नंबर 1, IT पोर्टल एक बहुत बड़ा अंश है इसका। सारे रिपोर्ट्स, आपके सारे कार्यक्रम IT पोर्टल पे ही होंगे। IT पोर्टल का ट्रेनिंग हम लोग शुरू करेंगे करीब 4 से 5 तारीख से, और उसका एक कैलेंडर हम कर देंगे ताकि टाइम स्लॉट्स किस स्टेट का है वो सारा आपको पता चल जाए। उसके लिए वी विल बी शेयरिंग द इंफॉर्मेशन इन द नेक्स्ट 2 days। दैट्स 1। सेकंड, यहाँ से कुछ स्टैंडर्ड क्रिएटिव्स हम लोग बना के दे देंगे। जैसे लोगों का अभी जॉइंट सेक्रेटरी सर ने कहा, लोगों का अभी तुरंत हम लोग ओपन फाइल आपके साथ शेयर कर लेंगे ताकि आप प्रस्तुति का काम शुरू कर पाए। और उसके साथ जो कैंपेन के मेजर क्रिएटिव्स हैं, बैनर्स हो गए, पोस्टर्स, होर्डिंग्स, हैशटैग्स, ये सारा हम आपके पास भेज देंगे। आप अपने राज्य सरकार का लोगो इत्यादि उसमें जोड़ के रीजनल लैंग्वेज में उसको यूज कर सकते हैं। वो हो गया सेकंड। थर्ड है, जो अभी सर ने बताया कि कुछ मीटिंग्स होने वाले हैं आने वाले 10-12 दिन में। उसके सारे शेड्यूल्स हम आपको भेजते रहेंगे। समय से पहले आपके पास ये पहुंच जाना है, लेकिन important is today you have to immediately go and brief your own principal secretaries about and chief secretaries and your ministers also on all the instructions and guidelines that we've discussed today. And the fourth and the last thing, which is very important, both secretaries have emphasized, let us create and build collective memory, right? All of us remember the time when ODF phase 1 started, we were not getting toilet pans in our rural areas. सर जितना टारगेट था हमको वहां पे मिल नहीं रहा था नवरंगपुर में। आज स्थिति ऐसा है, पूरा पलट गया है। आज माइक्रो नैनो एंटरप्रेन्योर्स हमारे एसएचजीज खुद बन गए, सैनिटेशन वर्कर्स एंटरप्रेन्योर्स बन गए, स्थिति बिल्कुल बदल चुकी है। तो ये कलेक्टिव मेमोरी है, ये चला जाएगा कुछ दिन बाद। तो ये कलेक्टिव मेमोरी को हम लोग डॉक्यूमेंट करने के लिए 1-2 प्रयास करेंगे यहाँ से नेशनल लेवल। सर माईगव के साथ हम लोग जुड़ के एक पोर्टल कर सकते हैं जिसमें ये सारा कहानी और टेस्टिमोनियल ये सब कुछ आ जाए। क्विज के लिए फोटोग्राफी ये सब हम लोग मिलके अभी सर अगले 1-2 दिन में उसको लाइन अप कर देंगे। इसके अलावा एसएचएस का जो आईटी पोर्टल भी कर रहे हैं उसमें भी हम लोग एक विंडो कर देंगे जहां पे आप लोग अपनी कहानियां शेयर कर पाएं। तो इसका सारा डिटेल जब तक आपका ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम शुरू होता है 5 तारीख तक, इसकी व्यवस्था हम लोग कर देंगे। तो वी कैन हैव दिस कलेक्टिव स्टोरीज coming in from the ground, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot, Rupa, and thank you to all the state teams and to both the respected secretary sirs for sparing so much of their time on such an important issue. I will just leave this just one message with all the young collectors and the state teams. This is your chance to put Swachhata on the national map, to re-emphasize that it is a national priority, and this is a chance where collectors can show their innovativeness to the hilt. These 3 weeks is their chance to showcase their ability to lead, their ability to innovate, their ability to forge relationships with society, and their ability to push a national program on the international map. So with these few words, I leave the forum, sir. With your permission, sir, we announce the VC to be over. Thank you.